Good morning. If you've watched any of the recent videos I've posted in regards to black holes and the qubits and how reality forms from the singularity of the black hole as a projector, and it explains that one of if you have a quantum entanglement, you'll have a particle that always is sucked into the black hole, but you'll have another one that is always on the event horizon. And the event horizon is literally where we exist. So from the perspective of the center, let's just say the Milky Way galaxy, we know that our galaxy oscillates, and at the center of it, like I've explained in other videos, we know it is a black hole, and a black hole and a proton are the exact identical density mathematically. And so what they're saying, and my new understanding is, so if everything is being projected out, if we think two-dimensionally, then we would actually be what is projected. And I know that they are explaining that, but we're thinking shooting out, right? But an event horizon is going from side to side. And so that is why the universe is spread out in the way it is, and the vortex shape that it is, because it is being pushed out from the center. And so everything that is happening from the singularity is all these probabilities. So if I understand that it's projecting out like that, and looking at the other models I've done based upon just the Earth, and I've explained how there's different suns. There's suns that are perfect circles that look like our sun, and those come from reflections of black light onto the plasma field, which black light onto water reflects it into white light, which is where we get the white light sun. Other stars that we see, that you see all kinds of people looking at with their telescopes and Nikons, aren't exactly perfect circles that would match a black hole that has a perfect circle. They're all these cymatic shapes going everywhere. And as I've explained in other videos, what you're looking at there isn't a star. It is what we call a star, but it is the internal projection of the inside of a realm, the Merkaba energy that is flowing through the grid, like I've explained a bunch of times. And I've shown you how, the Russian aircraft that caught the footage over the pole where it shows its translucent light. Well, every single pole or every single realm that exists would have that same energy. Each one would have a different energy pattern, like 3, 6, 9 versus how ours divide by 2, 4, 8, 16 as far as like cells. There's an actual energy flow. Ours looks like a capital cursive L if you were to look at it from the top three-dimensionally, or we would call that the golden ratio, right? But each one has a specific energy signature. Well, what we see in the night sky, we call Polaris, and that what we call as a star is all cymatic shapes going everywhere. That's because that's the center of our realm looking straight up. That's why every single realm that exists would think that they are at the center of the universe, because from their perspective, they would always have a middle star that never moved. They all would have their own Polaris. So what would happen if we were to get on ships and try to go out to where Polaris is? There would be nothing there. There would just be the effect of where that energy signature interacts with the plasma field. That's it's all about the plasma fields as far as where matter can take form. But so it would be there and it wouldn't be there, because it would be fluctuating just like our moon does, right? Because it's a reflection. So as I explained in other videos as well that the craters of the moon are actually not craters, and they are impressions of reflections, and they're actually reflecting back the cosmos. And I've shown where the actual Earth crater is, and then I've shown you footage of the South American scientists sending the weather balloons around the world and discovering the new piece of land, matched the two pieces of land up from the crater and the moon to the footage of the scientists, their exact matches. So what does all this mean? This means that the singularity that is projecting everything, so or the black hole, right? The center of the black hole for each realm. Well, first you would have the center projected singularity going out in the event horizon. That's where we're at. Then from that point, I think we have a black hole on the other side, and because all the reality as we know it looks like a big sphere, right? And everything's kind of like a half world on the inside tucked all around, just like when you look at in the night sky and you think you're seeing Mars, you're seeing the inner signature of that realm shooting straight up into the night sky. That's why they're called the wandering stars. But so the singularity pushes it out to create the base reality, and then underneath our reality is the black hole that is shooting the light straight up, that is hitting the plasma field, that is creating that sun. The sun is reflecting off the earth, and the earth is creating the moon. Now, the moon is there as a reflection, but it's also there as it's almost like fluidic form. It can be solid or it can be almost translucent. And it's because of the wave function. It's because of, it's like elongating a ball and then making it wide. And it goes to these fluctuations. But so from our perspective then, we are looking up. And so again, if you were to go to Polaris, you're going to see an energy there, but that energy, the source of that is coming from the center of our realm. And anyways, I just put all those different things together. Hope you have a blessed day. Namaste.